Good afternoon and welcome back to another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. We're here on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Today's grid is by Justin Werfel. And you can see already there's a little bit of, just going to scroll down here, a little bit of weirdness in that we've got these three black squares. In a way that makes me question the symmetry of this grid, but we'll find out in a second. Anyway, it is should be a sort of a mid-difficulty Tuesday theme puzzle, hopefully today, and yeah, we'll see what's in store for us. Let's get solving. Wood turner. Maybe like a lathe or something like that. I'm not really sure. Frank, who directed It's a Wonderful Life, isn't it Frank Capra, I think? Yuletide beverage is nog, like eggnog. Storyteller of antiquity. Homer, probably. Looking at antiquity, there's other options there, but Homer seems the most likely here. How tuna may be packed in oil is an option. Card game that involves shouting its name. This is probably Uno, what they're looking for here. I mean, it is a card game. For sure, though just the phrase card game I usually associate with games that you can play with a regular sort of 52 card deck. But anyway, so Uno's kind of a specialty card game. What a straw man in a cornfield is for? Scaring crows? Like, it's not just going to be scaring crows, is it? Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Oh. So maybe it's not Homer, but maybe it's Aesop. We had Aesop in the puzzle the other day. I'm fairly sure this is Fond du Lac, so let's find out. Blank Lingus, Aer Lingus is I believe the Irish airline. General in a Chinese menu is General Tso, a fictional person, but well known nevertheless. This looks like it is going to be a lathe. Was your performance, was your performance a success? How did it go? You could ask someone. Maybe it's crow scaring and not scaring crows. Disney Park with Spaceship Earth? No, it's not, because this is going to be Epcot. Already accomplished. Done it? That's weird. Movie house. A cinema, like just literally a movie theater. Opposing could be anti, as in opposing a bill. Left of a ship, or what a ship may have left. Left is port. Okay, so the left side of a ship, a boat, is called the port side, or a ship may have left a port being a place of arrival or departure for boats, just like an airport for airplanes. Location of an annual carnival, locale of an annual carnival is Rio de Janeiro. Nothing really about this clue indicating that the answer should have been shortened. I feel like we probably should have had something like that. Maybe this is crow control, which is a play on the phrase crowd control. So we'll see what the theme tells us about that. Already accomplished looks like it is going to be done it. And then Earth's pull in brief. Literally the amount by which the Earth pulls at you or at anything is defined to be 1g, one unit of gravity. Does G stand for something? I think it's just 1g, but I'll look into that and find out. Anyway, we set in the same way as we set the distance from the Earth to the Sun as a 1 astronomical unit, our default astronomical unit, although light years are pretty common as well. We set the force of gravity exerted by the Earth as 1 gravitational unit. What's this? The largest and most northern Canadian territory is Nunavut. I believe it may also be the southernmost of the territories, in the sense that of the 3 territories, Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut, I believe Nunavut stretches further south than the other 2 and further north than the other 2. I'm fairly confident. Palindromic woman's name. Starting with an N? I mean, it's got to be Nan. though that's a very old-fashioned, archaic kind of name. Can't think of anything else that would start with an N and be palindromic in 3 letters. One way to stop is on a dime. You could stop on a dime. Flipped out, gone ape, maybe, or gone something. Anyway, informal top is definitely a t-shirt, so that works out. Material for a pub quiz, definitely trivia. And then to dodge is to evade, okay? To struggle is to vie. And often this would be a clue. I'd expect bracket, like parenthesis for in parenthesis to indicate that you could say struggle for or vie for, unless I have it wrong. It's possible. Pollen, cat hair, etc. are examples of allergens. Ref, who makes a ruling against your favored team, often known as a garbage ump. Which again a play on the more common phrase garbage dump. So we're erasing the D, it seems, from these common phrases to create different phrases. A big name in tea worldwide is Tata. It's an Indian company that makes many different kinds of tea products. Blank choy, bok choy, a Chinese vegetable. Move like the blob. Oh, this should be okay. So this is not Tata, but Tazo, which I believe is the Starbucks owned tea brand. I don't like that answer as much, but move like the blob is definitely going to be ooze, so I'm sure this is right now. Befitting a king or queen, you could describe something that befits a king or queen as being royal. You could also describe the king and queen themselves as being royals, although do you describe them as, I think you could describe them as that in adjective or noun form. Primate with perfect pitch. Oh my goodness, on key Kong. This is funny for a couple of reasons. I mean, it's a sort of a stretch to say that onky, donkey minus the D, is on key. But it's funny, I think, on another level, because on key is one of those, at least funny to me, on key is one of these crossword entries that I never really like, because it says, I don't know, it's often clued as being like, musically adapt or something like that, or something you would want your singer to be is on key. But at least with my 2 almost 3 degrees in music, on key is not it doesn't mean anything, actually. You can be on pitch, you can be in tune, you can be in the correct key if your piece that you're singing, a song you're singing, is in a particular key. But on key doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm sure that it can be used colloquially, and is used colloquially to mean one or more of those technical things that I've said previously. But there's no real definition for on key. Only sort of common use definitions. Which, I mean, in a sense, I guess that does work. But again, no sort of standard, well agreed upon consensus definition for on key. But that's definitely what they're looking for. So on key Kong is primate with perfect pitch. Fine. H to Homer. Wow, that's hard to say. H to Homer. The character that looks like our H in ancient Greek and modern Greek is the letter eta. Greek cheese, on the other hand, not the Greek H, but the Greek cheese, is feta. A low-carb kind of diet is a keto diet. Babyish, probably infantile is what they want here for babyish. Queen Elizabeth II's favorite dog breed is Corgi. She had some of them. I'm trying to remember how many. And certainly at least 2, and possibly replaced through her very long lifetime, but maybe many more. I don't actually know. Sound of a drinker in comics. Oh, a drinker meaning someone who over consumes alcoholic beverages. Perhaps you might hear them go hic, as in hiccuping from having overconsumed, or consumed too quickly, perhaps. Yoko, who sang on Give Peace a Chance, Yoko Ono. Product in high demand could be a hot item. And then a crag. Oh, what's this? I guess a crag is a tor. So a crag, I guess in this sense they mean like a a craggy peak, like a crag as part of a you know, a mountain or something like that. Tor is a sort of a kind of a spire in a mountain range, so maybe that's what they mean. I'll double check in case I'm not right about any of that. During a tiebreaker informally is in OT, in overtime. What else we got here? An underground waterway, a sewer. Big truck could be a big rig. Time in history could be an era, so it looks like it is going to be sewer. Flycatcher. I don't know what they want there. Tootsie actress Gar is Terry Gar. Flycatcher. Oh, come on. Get out of here, or I'm not sure. Sleazy hotel. I don't know. Sticky stuff. That could be anything. Let's look down here. A sign between Virgo and Scorpio is Libra, the scales in astrology, in at least the Western zodiac. Teeny tiny could be eensy. Sometimes we see this. It may not be, though, actually, because I don't like... Oh, okay. ID for a library volume is the ISBN, the International Standard Book Number. Bit of apparel that often has stripes. Tie, I guess. Ties often have stripes. Planet whose name is also a candy company. Mars. No more for me, thanks. I'm done, probably. When nothing goes right. You could call that a bad day. Many would. Sticky stuff, still don't know. Sleazy hotel, still not seeing it. What about this? Kelly Blue Book. Huh. Unfortunately, that's wrong. Alas, no. It's the only thing I can think of that fits. I mean, no is clear there, but in 4 letters here, not sure. CBS forensic drama, probably CSI. Shush could be Can It. Puppeteer with Sesame Street and then the Muppet Show, I should say, not and then. Puppeteer. Huh. Fitness guru Jack. Some pod-bearing trees. Acacias. I'm looking at the AC here, and that's the first thing that leaps to mind. Puppet alien of TV, probably Alf. Something found in a pen or octopus. Ink you could find. Year in Spain is año or ano. Año, I think, with the tilde. Declares informally. Says, S-E-Z, says? That's weird. I still don't know who that is. Puppeteer. Oh, Frank Oz, who also puppeteered Yoda in the original films. I guess it is says. Kelly Blue Book. Car catalog. So not a bad day. So I think there's going to be a car catalog. I have a vague idea of what this, why this would be the entry for this clue, other than the fact that, of course, card catalog minus a D gives you car catalog. But sticky stuff could be goop. When nothing goes right. Huh? Blank Island, locale in New York Harbor. Oh, maybe this isn't I'm Done. Isn't this Ellis Island? And maybe this isn't Goop. What if this is Ellis Island? What does that make this? Run down. Unfortunately, that doesn't look right. Golly. Owned. Attempt is definitely going to be try. Unfortunately, maybe it's not Ellis Island. Oh, come on. Flycatcher. No more for me, thanks. Could be I'm full, and then this could be an off day. That could work. Sticky stuff could be glue. Sleazy Hotel Fleabag? That would work with Ellis Island. Oh, come on, Get a Life? Unfortunately, could be I Fear. Rundown could be Seedy. Owned could be Had. Golly could be G. This looks like It's a Delight. We'll come back to that. A Flycatcher's a web. Of course, a spider's web. Okay, and this is Fleabag. Alrighty then, let's take a look at today's theme. So, I love this, or phonetically, remark about the answer to each of the starred clues. That's so funny. So it's a delight. I love this. It's a delight. But a remark about the answer to each of the starred clues. What could that mean? If you're short something, you could say that you're light of that particular thing. Like it's a few pounds light. And in this case, each of these answers is a D light of the well-known phrase. It's got a D missing, in other words, as we already determined. So for here, what a straw man in a cornfield is for, not crowd control, but crow control. A ref who makes a ruling against your favorite team, not a garbage dump, but a garbage ump. Primate with perfect pitch, not Donkey Kong, but On-Key Kong. And then Cali Blue Book, not a card catalog, but a car catalog. Each of those entries a D light or a D short of the more popular phrases. So that's quite a little bit of wordplay there. Not only to find the entries that or find phrases that you could take D's out of to make reasonable entries for some creative clues, but also this must have spawned from the revealer and from the imagination of the constructor Justin Werfel to see this phrase, it's a delight, and think in your head, well, maybe we could reread that as it's a D light, and then what would that mean? And this is what he came up with, and that's quite cool. Other than the theme and the theme entries here, we had a couple of we had these intersecting eta and feta Greek clues, which was pretty fun. I still liked Tata better than Tazo for a big name in tea. I bet Tata Tea Company does more business in a year worldwide than Tazo does, but that's fine. We have some cool stacks here. Nunavut on a Dime and Gone Ape in the top right corner, and Acacias, which I haven't seen in a while. Lalane, I guess Jack Lalane, and Frank Oz. And in a sense, you kind of have these kind of like quasi-related entries in these stacks as well. On a Dime and Gone Ape, both kind of like colloquial phrases using figurative ideas of the dime and the ape. And then here, two figures, two personalities that might be obscure to some cross sections of the population. Certainly Jack LaLanne was for me. Frank Oz not so much, but yeah. And then infantile and allergens both sort of mirroring each other here. And so we have this puzzle that's rotationally symmetric, sort of around the a 180-degree rotation, but not fully, right? Not a four-way symmetry there. Partly to allow for some of these between the theme entries and the revealer, we have this set of 5 that need to go in the grid here, and they're all are they all 10 letters long? No, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then Donkey Kong is a D light, so it's only 9 letters. Yeah, but I'll go through, and there's a few things I was not totally sure about, but I will put those in the video description. If you like this solve, do give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see when I'm posting the next one, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, and you'll get notification for when we're doing the next one. All right, that's it for now. I hope you are having a good week, and we'll see you on the next time.